And I'm back. This one's going to be a bit hotter off the presses than usual, seeing as I'm recording this on the day of its publishing, which is different. I decided to drop into Aug, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, because I still have canon routes. I mean, these routes are going to become non-canon, because Roberto and Napoli both die at one point or another. I could run Emma, or I could just crack on into the fancy stuff we have awaiting us in the Armoro joins the Aug route. I kind of feel like that would be dessert before your meat and vegetables, though. Because then what will end up happening is I'll be hopping back and forth between an entirely new plot line for these characters and the stuff that is canonically accurate. So while it might not be the most popular decision, we're going to hug close to the shores of the canon for a moment. Actually, Emma hasn't been run, and her mobile suit selection is nice, so we'll run Emma. Bazooka.
Emma, ready to go. Where's the enemy?
I think outside of Armoro's Grips conflict route, I didn't run the Rick Diaz. Overshoot. That connected. Is it Shiraka? Yeah, it's Shiraka. Oh boy, great. We got the Missella to deal with. No, I wanna... That thing again where it's gonna toggle through all three, and the one you're hoping to target isn't necessarily the one that's gonna be on the screen at that particular moment. Might as well ignore Shirako. We gotta knock down the reinforcement counter. There's no way we're gonna finish him before he bails. Oh, the Rick Diaz is holding up well, although this is a canon route. I'm used to playing some of the extended canon routes where they've upped the difficulty. Yeah, what else you got? I don't know, maybe I'll clear all the canon routes during this recording. They're obviously not going to be aired back-to-back, because I still think that that's a small mercy to not have to watch the same thing over and over again, especially because Roberto and Napoli are literally just the same route. Gundam Mark II is another really good look. I mean, I've gushed enough on how I like the Gundam ground type. Well, the Gundam Mark II is another one of those designs that I really like the angles on it, and it's part of the reason why I'm going to enjoy this run, because I get to use the Gundam Mark II all the way up until the end. Its bazooka is kind of terrible, though, because of that whole shotgun effect, so we're not going to do that.
Emma, ready to go.
I mean, it has those vernier thrusters that the beam sabers are mounted on, so even when the beam sabers are drawn, it maintains the V shape. It's got very big shoulders. Honestly, I have a weakness for highly angular designs. Like, cosmetically, I prefer designs with a minimal amount of curvatures, which might sound weird because I like the Zaku. But I like how sharp this thing looks. It's very geometric.
Don't get in my way.
Whoa, how... I would have thought the shield would have absorbed that.
Won't let Jared die.
Oh boy.
I'll always be there to protect you.
Oh. Catfight joke. Ow. I want to do the breakdance move. There we go. Oh, and where are you going? You're dying here before you get a chance to save Jared. It's hilarious that the anti-Xeon organization uses a bunch of mobile suits derived from Xeon designs. Granted, the Gabaldi Beta was actually an Earth Federation design, based off the Gabaldi Alpha, which was a mobile suit variation, because Lord knows there's enough of those. God, that was a long read on Mecha Anime HQ. I gave up after a while, because it's just like, there's literally hundreds. This is Battletech levels of how many variants can we have. I suppose at some point I might get around to Armored Core. I probably won't start from the beginning there, because the controls in the early Armored Core games were always just horrible. Using the shoulder buttons for vertical aim, what were they... Oh. I mean, I can understand that they were starting in a time when twin analog was not a thing, or it wasn't a widely used thing, because vintage PlayStation came out with no twin analog controls. But still, I mean, they gave you, like, no options for rebinding that so that you could actually have twin stick controls. Well, Sarah's proving to be tough. She might survive this. Literally saved by the bell. Another hit would have done it. Yeah, no, it's a difficulty drop because we're back on a cannon route. And we're using hero machines, that always helps. Even if the Gundam Mark II was, as Paptimus pointed out, not much of an improvement. Oh, now we have the Super Gundam. Got a little transformation combination up in here.
Emma, ready to go.
Did she use the Super Gundam for this fight? It has been a long time since I've seen Double Zeta.
An enemy force has been deployed out here.
I don't know, I look at this thing and I just get, like, weird Gurren Lagann vibes.
Just don't die. You'd make everyone very unhappy.
The ammo. Finish.
Okay, that didn't go according to plan. Might be far enough for the missiles to work. They would have if he hadn't moved.
Don't think that one temperamental pilot will alter the mission. Damn it, you moron!
Yazan just likes fighting. I mean, honestly, more so than the ideology, that's probably why he joined the Titans, because he figured he'd never be short of battles if he was with the Titans. They're also less inclined to get fussy about the morals or the ethics. The one thing I don't like about this, I have no melee. I basically have a rifle butt with my giant cannon. That's it.
What?
Enemy unit destroyed. Don't get in my way.
Yeah, you get friendly fired a lot if somebody's using the Super Gundam. Okay, Galzon's probably going to escape.
Get out of the way!
Oh yeah, he's at it. He's gone. And these missile launchers, which are basically useless, except in the mobile armor mode, unless you're really far away, because they fire straight up.
It's too late to change the direction of this mission.
If I get back on the ground, I'm probably going to stick with the regular Gundam Mark II.
Emma unit returning.
Okay, so we still got... So, support the Kilimanjaro attack. She didn't re-enter the atmosphere, if I remember correctly. Honestly, Camille wouldn't have either if Quattro hadn't gotten distracted and knocked into a d-orbital path.
All mobile suits, stand by for launch. Commencing countdown.
We're sending out the mobile suit teams. Relay that to all the gunners.
Roger.
Enemy unit destroyed. I'm not getting away.
Yeah, because I can only tap it once, and it always requires about 2 hits for that to actually inflict fatal damage.
Enemy unit destroyed.
So it's really clumsy in the melee. It's definitely more of a support mobile suit when you slap this big backpack on it.
Wreck him.
The Cosmic Era boys will swoon. It's a giant backpack! I mean, I don't even have head Vulcans with this thing.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Like, that would have been an easy head Vulcan finisher, but no.
Let's go! We'll move in when the anti-air fire dies down. The Barzams will take the rest.
Roger that, Lieutenant Yazan.
How did that miss?
Always you take us straight to the middle of battle, Lieutenant Yazan.
Oh, good hit. And I get Sea Serpented, of course. Good news is when they're doing that stuff, they can't move either. So they'll be easy pickings. It also recharges your meter very quickly.
Don't get in my way.
That was just bad tracking and timing on my part. Yeah. Maybe I should have not used the Super Gundam for this. That might have been a good idea. When I do hit, it's devastating. But very seldom occurrence. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, we're gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Oh, I could have... Oh, that attack was just about to connect.
Take that.
That was not properly calibrated on my part. His iframes? Oh, boy. Oh, and I can't hit anything. Great. Oh, through that attack.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Good thing, too, because I was starting to get low. And the Masala survives. I mean, it's even pointed out in most of the wiki entries that the, no, not the Masala, the Methus. The Methus, it's even pointed out in the wiki entries that it was basically destroyed during almost every encounter, but yet it was always salvageable. And the pilot, the Masala, no, not the Masala, what the fuck? The Methus' pilot never died. Like, Rekoa fled the unit, Bayuiri survived. He's gonna be probably piloting the G Defensor, which means it'd be weird to have the Super Gundam and the G Defensor in the same fight, so we're not gonna do that. Honestly, I'm just looking for an excuse not to use the G Defensor. The Gundam Mark II works better without it. I think I have Recover equipped. Assuming Kotz doesn't sponge it, which is entirely possible. Ow.
Wreck him. Enemy unit destroyed. I did it.
Let's focus on our main player here. Get him to fuck off. Oh my god.
Can't be destroyed. I'm not getting away.
Oh right, I can't reload now.
Enemy unit destroyed. Get locked.
Oh, that's not good. He's still not... Oh my god, leave, Shirako. Oh boy. I'm gonna chalk that up to me focusing on everyone but Shirako, considering that he's the target that has to
Captain,
leave.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Cat survived that. We're the ones that died. You know, we're gonna be using this, and it's not super expensive to upgrade. Still, it's a cannon route, though. I feel like I'd be turning in my Ace Pilot's license for that one. No, just focus on Shirako, because he's the main target. I was playing that like it was a battle gauge thing. It wasn't.
Enemy force has been deployed out here.
Because if they're just going to spawn in 2 Barzams to harass me the whole time, it's better to just focus on Shirako and get him to leave.
Don't do it!
God, he's quick. Yeah, I read a thing, because I figured the chonkiness of the O was just fuel tanks and thrusters, but it is actually crazy armored. It's one of the few mobile suits to actually shrug off a beam hit, which is impressive. Because they established that the whole reason the inner frame thing caught on was because any armor that could block a beam attack would be too thick, too chunky.
Not bad. You're mine.
Of course, the more mass, by merit of more armor, then the more thrust you need to move it around, which again leads to more fuel consumed. So, to some extent, the O would essentially probably never work if it wasn't based on a ship like the Jupitris, a massive fuel tanker.
You're not bad.
He's already low.
What are you
That's all we needed, not a change of mobile suit, a change of tactics. I was I was a fool. Oh god, Sarah's still getting on my nerves, though. If we kill her, she'll just be replaced by a Barzam, and it can still whittle me down. Honestly, the Mark II is actually good as a support suit, even without the G Defensor, because the ability to reload and constantly keep a steady stream of fire.
You're not getting away.
It's not a particularly formidable amount of fire, mind you, but it can harass the enemy to death, which is the whole point of a supporting mobile suit.
Not bad.
Obviously, that's something that applies to this game, not to the lore.
You're mine.
Hey, we might be able to kill Shirako.
I did it!
That is for blowing me up last time, you big yellow bastard!
Ammo unit returning.
Oh, I'm not using that. No. Why? No. You know what? I'm not... I don't remember well enough whether I should be running the Super Gundam or the Gundam Mark II, but I'm just gonna run the Mark II because the Super Gundam is just hard to deal with.
Ammo unit launching. An enemy force has been deployed out here.
I mean, my backup is the Methus. This is gonna end well. And we're fighting the Cubile.
I did it! I did it!
Yeah, it takes 2 hits to destroy a Gaza Sea. That can't be good.
I did it! Hello? Enemy unit destroyed!
I don't know, were they using Rick Doms at this point in the series, or is that standing in for one of the designs that would pop up later? Because there was a long lineage of Dom successors. I mean, why not? They worked. It's not like Xeon was getting a lot of practical practice in terms of mobile suit combat. Because it is important to remember that training and experience on the battlefield are vastly different. Because, I mean, Xeon could have been doing nothing but training their next generation of pilots, but the moment you put them out in the field, you get to separate the wheat from the chaff there. I mean, there's a reason Russians were sneaking their pilots in during Vietnam to train against North American fighters and North American pilots, because, you know, they wanted them to have practical experience, not just be exhaustively trained. Well, this went pretty smoothly. Wait, did the Mythos just actually contribute by way of a kill steal? Oh no, that was mine.
Emma unit returning.
120 seconds. Or no. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Maths. Okay, I am... we're not doing the Super Gundam, even though I should, because it'll be bad. And I am putting a level into the Gundam Mark II, because otherwise it'll be bad!
Emma, ready to go.
So our mobile suit selection is not entirely canon, but that's only in the interest of my sanity, because using the Super Gundam here is just a nightmare.
Rekoa, didn't you hear Katsu's voice a little while ago?
Yeah, Rekoa and Emma are, like, very much oppositional characters, because I distinctly got the impression that the thing that put Rekoa off the Aeug was the fact that, like, Quattro just was not that into her. Which isn't all that surprising, he tends to like them fairly young. That is canon, I should point out. And here's Paptimus Shirako, who's basically, you know, carrying his balls around in a wheelbarrow. They're so huge.
Anyone will shed a tear for you when you're gone.
And she betrays the Aeug, the whole business, just because, you know, Shirako was into her and Quattro wasn't. And it's like, is that really the focal point here? Not ideology, but which side is going to give you more satisfaction? Let's use that term, satisfaction. Meanwhile, here's Emma, because the captain of the Radish, I cannot pronounce his name, and if I were to... I can barely remember his name. He was clearly into Emma, but she wasn't having it, because she's very driven by her ideals and her career and the whole thing. And it kind of became this, like, this kind of tragic-comic thing between the two of them. Because you know that he's not gonna... It's never gonna happen. And then, of course, they both died, so then it was especially not going to happen. But Emma betrayed the Titans because she didn't believe in what they were all about, and she stuck to her guns ideologically till the end of the series, whereas Rekoa... autumn wind in women's mind perhaps change often. She very much personifies that notion. I mean, her betrayal just made no sense. It's like, literally, because Char gave you the cold shoulder and Shirako was just ready to jump your bones, that's why you joined the Titans? Because that's the impression I got. There was nothing more elaborate discussed. Shirako was just into her, and Char wasn't. So she joined the Titans. Really? This is before characters could get away with that bad behavior purely because of contrivance born from the minds of the writers. This isn't Macross. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. I can't get over the fact that moon is a sprite. It's just a... Yeah. Emma victorious. God, I could have gone on at a much more substantial length about, you know, the strength of Emma as a character as compared to the weakness of Rekoa as a character in general. But I got into that too late, so I didn't. But yeah, generally, Emma just flies circles around Rekoa. But yeah, that's Emma. So, before I end this particular part of the video, yeah, for me, that and these are going to be you know, a continuous experience. But for the viewers, no.